Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Many, a rather overwhelming number of the commoners in Pakistan are of the view that I cannot develop. Why? Because I am a resourceless person. I'm not rich. I'm not wealthy. I am not having a kind of family influence. I don't have the good contacts. I don't have the good contacts because I don't have the money. This is the thinking of most of the people in Pakistan, most of the commoners in Pakistan. And while having this opinion, people do think that it is okay because we are realistic and we do have to form a realistic point of view. I think so that this thinking is something which is stopping us from moving forward, from developing, from being a happy person, from living a reasonable life, from being respected in the society. I think this thinking is the reason behind it. Why? Because I am of the view that okay, we are unable to do many of the things because we lack resources. We are short of the resources, but still there are several things left which we can do despite the shortage of the resources, despite being a commoner, despite even being a layman. If you are not intelligent, if you are not educated, and you are not even a rich man, you are not even affluent, yet there are things can be which can be done, and the things which can be done yet are not useless. These are beneficial. These are quite beneficial. These are very beneficial. So why to ignore those things? Why not to do those things? Why not to benefit from those things? As a matter of fact, these things are quite a lot. And by doing these things, we can improve our life and we can rather keep improving our life at the same time. It's not the one time improvement. It can actually change our life. It can actually revolutionize our life. It can actually make our life far better, and far better. What are those things? I cannot tell you each and everything, but I can tell you the things which are the very basic one, and the things which are very basic one. These are probably I'm going to share with you the four of these things, and the four of these things actually can generate 40 other things which can be done by us, which we can start, which we can carry on, and which we can do for the rest of our life. And the things, these things which we can start, which we can carry on, we can continue it for the rest of our life. These things can improve our life a lot. These things can really bring major changes in our life, and we can lead a respectable life, we can lead an honorable life, we can lead a good life, and we can keep improving, and we will keep improving. What are those four things which I'm going to share with you very now? First of all, we should stop overthinking. Many of us have a habit of overthinking, and these people who are overthinking, these people call themselves as a sensitive person, as a sensitive. I too used to be called a sensitive person. I used to call myself a sensitive person. I used to think a lot, and I used to have a lot of thinking. lot of thinking. And later on, I came to realize that this excessive thinking, and you can speak to anybody and everybody you come across who is indulging, who has become habitual of overthinking, you will realize that this person has lost the ability to act, the ability to take the initiative. This is the first casualty of our overthinking. Our overthinking actually makes us important, render us important, and we find ourselves unable to take action, unable to take the initiative, and this is the trouble. And overthinking makes us an indecisive person. We fail to reach a decision, and it takes too long to reach a decision. But once we have made a decision, we find ourselves unable to practice it, unable unable to act upon it, unable to take the initiative. And this is the side effect, this is the trouble with the people who are overthinkers. This overthinking actually, as I earlier said, this render us impotent. We lose all of our efficacy. We keep thinking. So we do have to come out of the overthinking. If at all if at all we have been afflicted with this problem and with this trouble, we need to come out of it. The sooner the better, the sooner the better. Then, apart from being an overthinking, some of the people, they keep their mind cluttered with several things at the same time. This creates an confusion, and this actually become the cause of certain accidents. We must avoid those accidents, and we must unclutter our mind, and we must use our mind in an organized manner. Being able to use our mind in an organized manner, I think so, this is something very necessary. We can do the urgent things, and then we can do the important things. If something which is neither urgent nor important, why not to put it at the end? And why not to do the thing which are either urgent, which are either important? And the things of lesser importance, the things which are not urgent, should be left to be done, to be tackled later on. We can defer it, we can leave it pending, we can defer it, we can somehow delay the execution of it. And then secondly, this is the first thinking, this is the first thing, the first change we need to bring in ourselves. And this is the first thing which we can do. We must be doing it, because it plays a pivotal role, it plays a very very important role, rather I shall say it plays a crucial role. And then the second thing is that we must be as much positive as possible. We must be positive, and we must be very very positive. We must be completely positive. We must be absolutely possible. We need to become somewhat practical. We need to become somewhat practical as well. And as for the practicability is concerned, we are not going to mix it with the positivity. Let's stay the positive, and let's try to become 100% positive person about the life, about everything else, about the world, even about the people around us. And moving forward, the third thing is we should try to develop the self control, the self discipline. This self discipline is of extreme importance. Anybody and everybody without a good quality, without a good amount of self discipline, cannot move forward, cannot develop, because she will be doing one good thing and several bad things. And if at all, unless and until we don't develop a kind of self control, a kind of self discipline in ourselves, we shall never ever be able to stop ourselves from doing the bad things, from doing the nonsense thing, from doing the destructive things. This is the third quality we must create in ourselves. Then comes the fourth and the last quality we are going to talk about today, which is important enough, which is quite important enough, which is more important, and which is absolutely important, and that is now that is to become somewhat a practical person. A practical person, we need to respect the people, but simultaneously we need to become a practical one as well. We need to understand how should I tackle, how should I manage this person, how should I manage that person. There are certain rules which apply on each and every human being, and there are certain other rules, and as far certain other rules are concerned, we need to most of the rules are common, which applies on each and everyone else. And I think so that we must not be compromising, and we must learn it, we must internalize it as far these things are concerned, because failing to do that, the people will start manipulating us, the people will start exploiting us, and we will be rendered we will lose all of our efficacy. Dear friends and fellows, I think so we must learn the laws of power. Although we don't need to become a powerful person, we are not aiming to be elected to be elected as a representative, yet we need to learn, how the people should be dealt, how the people should be handled, how the people should be managed. We should try to learn, we should try to establish a kind of relationship with the people around us. And not only the relationship, we need to know that we need to develop a kind of expertise, how to handle, how to manage, how to utilize the services of these people, what can we benefit from them, and what can we offer them. I think so we must be able to learn it, we must be able to adopt it, we must be able to internalize it, because having done this thing, we will be able to become our own good friend. And that is how we can protect ourselves from the cheating of the other people, from the exploitation of the other people, from the manipulation of the other people. We can protect ourselves, and we can preempt a kind of cheating, a kind of fraud which is going to happen with us. I think so. If at all we don't know what are the laws of power, or what are the rules of interacting, handling, and managing the people, this is the lost out of the fourth. I have enlisted, I have put forward the four of these things. The four of these things are important enough, extremely important. And let me tell you, let me assure you that these four things actually, if at all we become adamant to able to adopt, and to be able to practice, and to be able to internalize, let me tell you that these four things will give us the 40 good habits. And on the one hand, these four things will protect us from the 40 bad habits, the bad habits which can spoil us, which can destroy us, which can somehow ensure that we are not going to develop, we are not going to progress, we are not going to move forward. We can get rid of the harmful habits, the harmful things. And because we have come to know, because we have come to realize where are the threats posed by the other people, how to protect ourselves, and how to protect ourselves indeed. And not only this thing, protecting from the other people, from the loss, from the bad effects of the other people. And we should be able to seek the advantage, to get the benefit from the other people, because being able to get the benefit from the people will make us a stronger human being. And we will start developing, we will keep developing, we will keep moving forward. All of this lies here, and all of this actually is present here. If at all we want to do it, we must be doing it. The four of these things will ensure the four of these things will ensure that we are able to neutralize the negative effects of our own and as well as that of the other people. And the four of these things will make sure that we will start getting the more benefit, the maximum of the benefit, on the one hand from we ourselves, and on the other hand from the other people. Dear friends and fellows in Pakistan, this is the whole story of how a commoner, how a general public, how the people who are not so resourceful, how the people who are not so intelligent, how the people who are not so learned, how the people who are not well educated, how can they develop and how can they survive in a society like that of Pakistan. Dear friends and fellows, thank you.